So I want to first apologize to anyone who may be offended by this video.
And now, your mama knows.
So let me give you a little bit of background into my upbringing so you guys could see my point of view. I'm black and I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey. So I grew up in West Trenton. My grandfather lived in North Trenton on Southern Street, Donnelly Homes. That was kind of a rough area. I'm 44 years old, so to give you some context. However, specifically for white people, you were supposed to be tough and want to, push them around if they were in your neighborhood, because where I lived at, it was predominantly black people. For the most part, they would be kind of in fear if they was walking down the street where you lived at, because someone would just randomly want to mess with them and pick with them. I guess the stigma for that was, racism. So it was more of, you were supposed to be kind of like getting back at them. One other thing that plays an important part in the real issues with being black is rap music. As a young kid, you were led to believe you should be hard, you don't back down from nobody, and also it was, listen, you see somebody white, you gonna get at them just because, you know, they're in the area. So that was a big thing, and that was a known thing. The world pretty much knew that rap music was growing up young black men to be tough. One of the things people don't talk about is that by nature, the world had this ideal of black men, specifically, that we were not going to take anybody's nonsense. We were the people who were just going to, for no reason, want to be extra tough, and we were going to handle situations tough. We were the people that if we seen you, just going to walk up and punch somebody. Like, this was a big stigma that was put on us because of rap music. And not for nothing, growing up black, like, this was something that was real. This is what people would act like. You know, I grew up, and I'm talking about like elementary school, people got jumped all the time, and that's just what happened. That was a way of life. Like, it became normal. Growing up in certain areas, you couldn't walk in certain areas, and it was black against black. Like, you walk in a certain neighborhood, you were gonna get beat up. A lot of people don't want to mention is that the world looked at black men as we're someone who would be drawn to chaos and confliction. I often say, you know, just being real, because I lived it, if I was a cop and I pulled over a couple of white kids, I see them, I pull them over, I'm gonna get out the car, I walk up to the car, I don't have any type of feeling of being threatened. Like, what are you guys doing here, man? Give me your license, registration. People don't want to talk about this, but if I was a cop and I pulled over a couple of black guys, I'm going to get out the car a little bit different, and I'm black. I'm going to walk up to the car and, you know, be a little bit ready because anything could go down. And it's sad, but that's just the way my mind works and the rest of the world mind works, and people don't want to talk about it, but that's what we have grew up and be accustomed to make ourselves look like. For instance, when you watch rap music back then, everybody wore like the baggy clothes, and like you put on this front that this was the type of person you was, and you could have been a nice little kid, but this is what you dressed and looked like. So then when the rest of the world see you, whether it's black people, white people, you name it, they looked at you and thought, here's this thug, here's this person coming to, got this mentality that they don't care, they'll do whatever, they might rob or steal something, and the world looked at black men like that. So now it's hard because people don't want to accept that that's what we make ourselves look like. And this is for anybody who's walking with their pants hanging down. I apologize if you're upset, but this is what you're making people think of us, that we would harm someone just because we're that guy from a rap video. People who curse after every other word. I'm sorry to say it, but it makes people look at us like we're not that intelligent, our vocabulary isn't high, and that we are willing to do crazy stuff. People who use the N-word, sorry to say, but we're showing people that we are who are portrayed in these videos, or society, when people are just doing nonsense and doesn't act intelligent. Now, I'm not saying people who curse, who use the N-word, or even dress a certain way isn't intelligent. But what I'm saying is that the rest of the world is viewing you that way. And so therefore it's not right when something bad happens. However, that's the view that the world has on us. We make it harder for ourselves when we step into those lights where people could view us that way. And I get it, this is America, so we could do whatever we want. We got freedom of speech, you know, we could dress how we want. I get it. But you have to know it's making ourselves look to be what society think we are, or portray that we could be. So to make this clear and to spell out my point, I truly believe the real issue with being black is portraying a certain image that the world thinks we are. And I understand that we want to do and act and speak however we want, but make no mistake, when we do these things, the world, and I don't care if it's black or white, but the world is looking at us as if we are a threat. So thank you for your time. Again, I hope I didn't offend anyone, but I do apologize if I did. Please comment. Let me know how you feel about this video. And with that said, and now your mama knows. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And now your mama knows.